हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज योर बॉलीवुड स्पाई यानी कि आरजे दिव्य सोलकर। और इस वक्त मेरे साथ मौजूद है बहुत ही कमाल के लोग। शुरुआत करूंगा फ्रेडी से, अपूर्वा, सोनाली एंड वलुषा। गाइस कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन सबसे पहले तो, क्योंकि जो टीजर देखा है बहुत कमाल का है फॉर द सीजन 2 का। बट सबसे पहले सीजन 1 पे चलते हैं। जो रिस्पॉन्स आया ये उस वक्त हुआ था जब जब ओटीटी पे सब लोग धीरे धीरे एक्सप्लोर कर रहे थे, एंड उस वक्त इतना धमाका मच गया था। तो कैसा रहा उस वक्त के रिएक्शंस, कैसे थे, और अब रिएक्शंस जो आ रहे हैं वो कैसे?
For me, it was surprisingly pleasurable. क्योंकि मेरा first time था on OTT. My first time I was doing something which was of this magnitude, where you had to make 2.5 films in the same amount of days. So it was a challenge, and I think that was one of the reasons मैंने सोचा कि मैं करता हूँ, क्योंकि कुछ नया करने को मिलेगा। फिल्म कर ली थी मैंने, तो the response was very good of the public and of the critics. I think we also have a lot of new critics who are not prejudiced towards some of us. But it was a pleasure, and I think it was fun making, because it was a genre which is who done it. एक लड़की के ऊपर है, तो और वो उसको कैसे रॉ एजेंट बनाते हैं और कैसे उसको इन्फिल्ट्रेट करवाते हैं कहीं पे, और जो एस्पियोनाज काइंड ऑफ है, तो वो माहौल। और जहां हमने शूटिंग किया विंटर में, एकदम वी मेड इट लुक वेरी डार्क, दैट बिकेम अ कैरेक्टर इन द फिल्म। सो आई थिंक इट वर्कड, एंड इट वाज ग्रेट फन यार। एंड सीजन 2 वी डिसाइडेड टू डू इट व्हेन दे टोल्ड मी आफ्टर दे सॉ द नंबर्स, एंड दे से करनी चाहिए। तो मेरा एक कंडीशन था कि अभी चिंदी चोरी नहीं करते हैं, थोड़ा लैविश मतलब नहीं, पर चिंदी चोरी नहीं करते। हाँ, कि वो गिन के एक बंदूक का गोली गिनना और ये सब करते हैं। So they agreed to it. They agreed to a better star cast. They agreed to my wish list, and I think they kind of gave me 20% more independent freedom.
Wow, you guys?
I wasn't there in the
you are there in the season 2. तो उसके लिए रिएक्शंस कैसे हैं? सीजन 1 का तो उन्होंने बताया, जो सीजन 2 का जो अभी फीडबैक्स आ रहे हैं वो कैसे आ रहे हैं? बिकॉज आप बहुत डिफरेंट लुक में है, we'll talk about that, but
sure thing.
बताइए।
We are very excited right now because trailer is launched. हमारे सबके looks भी reveal हो गए हैं, और लोगों में इतनी क्यूरियोसिटी है। काफी सारे दोस्त ऐसे हैं जो टिपिकल शोज देखते हैं, मुझे पता है वो बिंज वॉचिंग कैसा करते हैं। तो वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड फ्रॉम दुबई इज आस्किंग, I want to see Crackdown 2. What are you doing with this star cast? And she's a friend of mine. I was so thrilled to hear this reaction. I said, चलो तो recap ले लो, सीजन 1 जल्दी से देख लो, और फिर आ जाओ 25th से सीजन 2 देख लो। We have fantastic characters, and किसी का किसी से लेना देना नहीं था, लेकिन ऐसे सारे लोग एक साथ आ गए हैं जिनका बहुत कुछ हिसाब बाकी है, so which is so interesting. And the way Apoorva has crafted the entire storyline, that is very curious, that how come we cross each other's path and life. And for me to build my character Avantika Shroff was so exciting. You have hardly seen a woman with a sari holding a gun and telling people that you better listen to me or you're out from here. So mind you, good questions please.
Of course, वरना out from here. But Freddy, again ये बहुत ही खूंखार लुक है पूरा। बताइए।
So मेरे किरदार की बात करूँ तो अबू खलील एक बहुत ही पावरफुल इंसान है, और यहाँ पर जो भी चीज आप देख रहे हैं, तो एक वो कुतूहल, उत्सुकता नजर आती है कि इसने ऐसा क्यों पहना है। आई मीन पहली नजर में देखने पर लगेगा कि अच्छा बहुत ही फ्लैम्बॉयंट है, इतना सारा कॉस्ट्यूम, थोड़ा लाइक है, बट उसके पीछे वजह है कि उसके होठ क्यों ऐसे, उसने वो इतने सारे कपड़े क्यों पहने हैं, कौन से रीजन से आता है, एक्सेंट क्यों ऐसा इस्तेमाल किया है, वो सारे वजह है यहाँ पर अबू खलील को। तो ये सिर्फ एक कैरेक्टर जो ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें कुछ तो स्पेशल दिखाना था तो उसे बहुत सारे कपड़े और बहुत सारी चीजें दे दी हाथ में, और वो उसको इतना लार्जर देन लाइफ दिखाया। उसके पीछे एक ख्याल है, उसके पीछे एक कहानी है जिसकी वजह से ये ऐसा दिख रहा है, और वो कहानी क्या है, और उस कहानी का क्रैकडाउन 2 पूरी सीजन से क्या लेना देना है। सो सारी चीजें मिलाकर आपको एक क्रैकडाउन 2 देखने मिलेगा, जहां पर अबू खलील जो है वो काफी सारी चीजें कर रहा है और पूरी कहानी जब है एंड में खुलती है कि अच्छा इसके वजह से ये
Okay.
पूरा हो रहा है।
वलुषा सीजन 1 में आपकी बहुत तारीफ हुई थी, बहुत सारे रिव्यूज, सर ने रिव्यू की बात की तो रिव्यूज में भी ये था, सरप्राइज पैकेज लोगों को लगा था। कैसा था वो रिस्पॉन्स और अब कितना प्रेशर ऐड हो जाता है व्हेन यू आर डूइंग सीजन 2?
I love my work. So
जी।
so while I'm excited and nervous at the same time, I don't think I'm feeling very pressured because it's just something that I love to do. And a great opportunity there with Crackdown season 1. To have landed a role such as this, which got to show me in very different light. Somebody who's very saucy and sassy at the same time, someone who's badass at the same time, someone who knows to shoot a gun, and action as a genre that I always wanted to explore. So I got a great opportunity to show a side to the audience and critics alike that no one actually thought of me in that avatar at all. So I was overwhelmed with the response. I didn't expect it at all. I was just very dedicated to my character and worked very hard on it. And I didn't expect anything out of it except that to generate more work. Not only did it generate more work, I mean I was applauded for it, and when I met Apoorva, and he told me, he's like, Waluscha, this is going to be 15 minutes, and in 15 minutes, everything's going to change, and people are going to sit up and notice you. And I believed him. And, I'm glad I took a chance with this, because not many people would want to do, with your debut at least, you want to have a meteor role maybe. And he promised me, he said, Waluscha, I promise you, when you come on screen and when there's this shift that happens in your character, people are going to sit up and take notice. And that is exactly what happened. Going into season 2, of course, I've full blown into my character, and a character I love playing. In the recent few series that released, I'm very different. But here there is something that, I guess because it's very special and close to my heart because it's my debut. Also, I get to be a little badass, which I can't do otherwise in real life. Mad at someone, just pick up an AK-47. So yeah, it's a great opportunity.
तो अपूर्वा, एक रिसेंटली एक इंटरव्यू आया था रॉ के एक्स चीफ का, उन्होंने एक इंटरव्यू दिया था विच वेंट वायरल, सेइंग दैट ये जो जो रॉ एजेंट्स दिखाते हैं पठान मूवी में, वॉर में या टाइगर में, तो रियलिटी में जिस तरह के वो आसपास भी नहीं होते। आपके क्या व्यूज है उसके ऊपर?
बट वो कमेंट उन्होंने दिया था, लेकिन आई डोंट थिंक पठान, टाइगर और एनीवन इज ट्राइंग टू मेक अ रियलिस्टिक रॉ फिल्म. दे आर रॉ एजेंट्स फॉर एंटरटेनमेंट.
करेक्ट.
यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? सो वो अगर कोई सोचेगा कि एक रॉ एजेंट जो जेम्स बॉन्ड कर सकता है वो भी MI6 का एजेंट है, लेकिन आई एम श्योर MI6 के एजेंट ऐसा नहीं कर सकते. इतनी लड़कियां तो पटा नहीं सकते वो. तो क्या होता है कि अगर आप ये ऐसी चीजें सीरियसली लोगे, फिर तो इंडस्ट्री को कोई चांस ही नहीं है कुछ बनाने के लिए. यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? So it's very simple that we are here to make entertainment. Now it depends what kind of entertainment. Now I cannot have action of Pathan in Crackdown with the story of Crackdown. It won't work, right?
Right.
So when you're making a tiger, you already have a tiger acting in it. When you're making a Pathan, you already have a Pathan acting in it because they have paid their dues in the industry and created that larger than life image. So whatever they do, you can get away with it. You understand? I'm making a film which is based a little bit on realism, so my action has to be accordingly. I cannot suddenly have my characters who are going in the real path, and suddenly they lift a tank and throw it at someone.
Okay. Yeah.
Nahi banega.
Correct.
So that's what it is. See, in every genre there are different kinds of films which are made. Now there is Robert Rodriguez who makes certain films. There's Guy Ritchie and there's Quentin Tarantino, but they all make it in their own different style.
Right.
So you can't compare one to the other. It's entertainment. It's great fun. It's a magical movie experience to go and see it. So yes, I truly believe that not every agent can be what we show on film. Also because we don't know what the agents are like. We don't meet them every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's an imagination. The reason we make them agents and we make them larger than life is because we are proud of them. We are proud of what they do. We are proud that they are standing in front taking a bullet for us, and that is a homage we pay to them. That's why we make stories about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that should be taken with a pinch of salt here. We're making them larger than life.
Of course.
Maybe some kids might want to become Pathan and join Raw.
Yeah,
You never know.
yeah.
And then realize that boss are wrong. I'm Tiger.
और न्यू क्रैकडाउन.
So you know, it's
बट एक्शन की आप लोग सब बात कर रहे हैं, आपने गन की बात की, आपने भी की, आपके कैरेक्टर की. एक्शन कितना टफ था या इजी था, मजा कैसे आया, शूटिंग एक्सपीरियंस कुछ बताइए.
हमारे
Please go ahead. I think Apoorva just knows how to shoot it, you know. So while season 1 and 2 had a lot of hand-to-hand combat, and of course we had to work with, with a stunt team and learn our action before getting onto set. By the time we were on set, I think Apoorva just knows which angle he wants to take his shots from that make us look larger than life, and it makes me look like I am like Angelina Jolie.
But they also work very hard. See, the thing is that it's people see it on screen, but it's not easy because it's a physical genre. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's very difficult for all of us to raise our legs as much as she can and give a kick. Mera to hamstring ho jayega bas. So to do that, you have to practice.
जी.
You know, and there are certain moves. For example, when it's like a song, correct? आप जब गाना करते हैं तो गाने में steps होते हैं. You are doing beat, correct? And then you cut. In an action sequence also, it is a song, but it is violent. So it is never one punch, but you are rehearsing 5 punches at one time. So those 5 punches have to be perfectly choreographed. कि मैं इसको मार रहा हूँ. His head has to turn at the right moment, otherwise he'll get hit. Now that is the rehearsal time of action, and when you shoot it, the actors know exactly what you're doing, so you can set up the camera for those 5 punches. So it's like a song. It's choreographed. You know, it's not that you go to set and suddenly I tell Waluscha 2 लाख मार और 1 थप्पड़ मार. नहीं होगा ना, लग जाएगा किसी.
सोनाली, मतलब अभी वो जो आपकी वो लड़की है कहाँ वाली इमेज से बाद, this one is like going to be shocker for all your fans.
Definitely. I'm so happy for this opportunity because as you correctly said that दिल चाहता है कि वो लड़की जो थी या मिशन कश्मीर का जो नीलिमा खान का किरदार था उससे अवंतिका श्रॉफ बहुत अलग है. I'm very happy to be working with Apoorva. I'm very happy that he thought of me as Avantika Shroff. क्योंकि हम हमेशा टिपिकल बातें करते हैं कि आप टाइपकास्ट हो जाते हैं, लेकिन मुझे मेरे करियर में इतनी वैरायटी करने का मौका मिला है, तो मुझे लगता है कि ऐसी रॉ चीफ मैंने कभी इमेजिन नहीं की थी और वो मैं प्ले कर रही हूँ. ये तो बहुत बढ़िया है.
Of course.
तो
and her characters also, there's one dialogue she says which I think was kick-ass for a character, where she's talking to one guy and she's interviewing him and he's talking and she says, you know what, इस रूम में तो इंसान टूटते, तुम्हारा ईगो क्या है? You know what I'm saying? That sums up what Avantika Shroff is all about. That, okay, fuck around, mess around with me for a little bit, but eventually I'm going to break you.
True.
Enjoy, I'll come back later. So we had written few scenes keeping in mind where we wanted the character to shift, because at the same time she's also a mother. Correct? She also gets upset when the kid is angry with her and she's not been able to see the child because of this catastrophe which has taken place. So she has to be vulnerable when it's required, but she also has to be tough because she's in a man's world.
True. You know, Freddy, again, मैं change कर रहा हूँ question, क्योंकि आपके I think a decade in.
मैं आपके question का एक थोड़ा extension लूँगा.
हाँ.
कि एक्शन आपने पूछा कि क्या इजी था. एक्शन कभी इजी नहीं होता, बिकॉज आई थिंक मैंने बहुत सारी एक्शन फिल्म
इसीलिए या
और कितना भी रिहर्सल करें और कितना भी करें, जब इमोशन एक बार आ जाता है एंड समबडी पंचेस, एक मूव गलत हो जाता है, देन यू आर गॉन. यू नो, I've had instances where some only a minor thing has gone wrong. Like हम लोग शूट कर रहे, पीछे आ रहे और हाथ कैमरा में लग गया, कैमरा टूट गया, हाथ भी गया, and then you have to sit there for 2 days calling for another camera. So yeah, action is never easy, whether it's for the women or for men or for even extras or for the stuntmen.
बट आपने जो हॉलीडे में काम किया था बहुत कमाल का था, उसके बाद भी आपने बहुत सारी एक्शन फिल्में की. बट एक चीज है अपूर्वा लाखिया की फिल्मों में जो होता है, उनके नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर्स, अगर आप शूट आउट भी ले ले, एक अजनबी ले ले, वो हमेशा बहुत कमाल के रहे. एंड यू गॉट दिस टाइप ऑफ पार्ट टू. उसके बारे में क्या?
लकी इनफ, यस अपू सर, सी आई थिंक मैंने अपनी पहली फिल्म में भी ये सीखा था, और जो ये एम्फसाइज करते हैं और विच ही रीइंफोर्सेस अगेन कि हीरो तभी बड़ा बनता है जब एंटी हीरो जो होता है, जो नेगेटिव होता है, वो बड़ा होता है, क्योंकि जितनी बड़ी मुसीबतें, जितनी बड़ी मुश्किलें होती है, उतना हीरोइज्म ज्यादा आता है. So I think he's learned that very efficiently in the entire process of filmmaking. When you talk of villains, you think of all those characters who are larger than life. You know, I mean, so the idea is that कि जब negativity ज्यादा होती है तभी positivity का वजन ज्यादा बढ़ता है. So I think he's one of those filmmakers who understand the craft very well. And that's how he is. I mean, he chose a character like Abu Khalil, and when he chose me to play Abu Khalil, I was just like happy, you know.
You should always, you know, लोग आजकल ये फ्रेंचाइज बना रहे हैं या यूनिवर्स बना रहे हैं, आपके विलन्स का एक यूनिवर्स होना चाहिए. क्या फिल्म बन जाएगी?
It's not that. See, also you have to understand that playing a villain, not a villain. See, when you talk about villain, you talk about these gun wielding guys on horses and all that. I'm talking about an anti-hero. Because an anti-hero, to play an anti-hero must be very liberating, you know, because he can do things a hero can't do. You know, he can do 10 lines of cocaine, have 17 chicks sitting on his lap and still beat the shit out of somebody else. But a hero might want to do that, but he can't do it. You know, he has to go and give his mother a hug. He has to do puja in a temple and all that. So he's thinking कि मेरे को ये करना है, लेकिन अपनी पिक्चर में ऐसे उसको दिखाएंगे. So an anti-hero can take it to another level because no one is judging him. They already know he's bad, but they're having fun. You know, so there are so many characters which we have in Hindi cinema, like Gabbar Singh, you know, like Shakal. You know, all these characters live in your memory because they are larger than life. You know, what is Sholay without a Gabbar Singh, and what is Shan without a Shakal? You know what I'm saying? Mukambo ko khush hua. You know, these are the lines. Thakur tu to gaya. You know, so these villains have made your heroes. You know, there's Karan and Arjun, but there's one villain.
Thakur.
You understand what I'm saying? That Thakur is fighting Salman and Shah Rukh. They're not small people. You know, but your villain has become
stylized.
Become larger than life. You know, you know. So
of course,
I think it's good fun here to create. Like, for example, in Ek Ajami, I wanted Arjun to have tattoos and long hair. You know what I'm saying? Because he just done to death. You know, he's having fun. So.
कुछ फैंस क्वेश्चंस है तो सोनाली आपसे शुरुआत करेंगे कि यू नो आपने इतनी सारी फिल्में की है, मराठी में तो आपने एक बेंचमार्क बनाया, लेकिन एक फिल्म की बात अगर करें एंड दैट इज दायरा. यू नो, एक फिल्म जो इतने सालों पहले आ गई थी, आज हम LGBTQ की बात करते हैं, फिल्म्स आर बीइंग मेड ऑन दिस वाज मच अहेड ऑफ इट्स टाइम. सैडली इंडिया में वो फिल्म शायद बहुत कम लोगों ने देखी है. निर्मल पांडे वन बेस्ट फीमेल एक्ट्रेस अवार्ड उसके लिए. कुछ बताइए क्या मेमोरीज है उस फिल्म से?
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा दिव्या कि आपको ये फिल्म याद है, और मुझे लगता है इस पूरे दुनिया में बहुत कम लोग हैं जिनको दायरा के बारे में पता है, और मुझे बहुत प्राउड महसूस होता है क्योंकि मेरी पहली फिल्म चेलुई में जो गिरीश कर्नाड जी ने डायरेक्ट की थी, मैं उसमें एक पेड़ थी, फूलों वाला पेड़. दायरा में मैं एक लड़का थी, और अभी क्रैकडाउन 2 में एक रॉची फूल. तो अगर वैरायटी की बात करें तो इतनी वैरायटी मिली है मुझे करियर में करने के लिए. कमिंग बैक टू दायरा, ये अमोल पालेकर जी की फिल्म थी, और निर्मल पांडे वाज प्लेइंग अ ट्रांसवेस्टाइट एंड आई वाज प्लेइंग अ बॉय फॉर द सर्वाइवल.
जी,
बहुत सुंदर कहानी थी. इसके गाने गुलजार जी ने लिखे थे. इतनी सुंदर कहानी थी, कमलेश जी के संवाद थे, और मैं बहुत छोटी थी. आई वाज इन कॉलेज एंड it was really tough for me to understand what the characters were talking about and what they are going through. I was probably that character of that ladki की जिसे कुछ पता ही नहीं है दुनियादारी. तो उसे निर्मल का कैरेक्टर समझाता है कि what is being a man, what is being a woman. तो मुझे लगता है I have graduated from Ferguson College in Pune, but films have graduated me in life. There were films which have told me things about. I'm a student of political science, but जब्बार पटेल साहब के साथ मैंने काफ़ी काम किया है. उनके साथ I understood what is sociology or what is politics. So each and every director has added that understanding in my life, and they have made my life easier.
Wow.
Apoorva has shown me the way how one can love people and how you can appreciate someone and give them the boost that they need. I was so nervous to be Avantika Shroff, but the amount of pampering and encouragement I have received on Crackdown set, it is unbelievable. Thank you for all the warmth, Apoorva, and my co-stars.
ऑफ कोर्स। वलुषा, आपके फैंस ने एक सवाल पूछा, आपकी शुरुआत आपने शायद की थी शाहरुख के साथ एक टीवी एड के लिए, एंड देन यू वर्कड विद हिम आल्सो इन फैन, तो क्या मेमोरीज थे फर्स्ट डे की, क्या मेमोरीज अगर कुछ शेयर करेंगे तो?
My journey has been a very different journey. Of course, I did my first TV commercial with Shahrukh, and I was 17 years old then, Pepsi, and then from there on, of course, I worked a lot on the ramp and magazine covers, and I did all of that. But my life just took a completely different turn, and I'm not one to plan, ahead. So I just take life as it comes, and well, I hadn't been working for 10 years, and then I had to just pick up where I left off, and I landed Fan with Shahrukh. And of course, a great experience working with YRF, working with Shahrukh. I mean, a mega star, but so down to earth and so into his craft very naturally, right? He's been around for so many years, and it's only that dedication that has taken him to different heights and where he is today. So it was a very humbling experience that I had with Fan. But post that, again, I think my career did take a dip, because Fan, although was made with a lot of heart and with a lot of love, and especially for Shahrukh, because I mean he played two characters in that, and it was very close to his heart. It just wasn't received with that amount of enthusiasm and love by people. So that my career did take a dip then, I guess. The opportunities didn't present itself. I didn't get anything that excited me really much, and I just waited, because I didn't want to do something that didn't excite me. And I sat and I waited until finally, Crackdown knocked on the door.
Yeah, rest is history. आपके जो एक फैन ने सवाल ये पूछा है कि आरआरआर के बाद रामचरण इज लाइक पीपल आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हिम एंड एवरीवेयर, बट आपने जब जंजीर में काम किया था, सैडली वो इम्पैक्ट रामचरण के लिए उतना इम्पैक्ट यहाँ पे नहीं हो पाया था, लेकिन आज ऐसा लग रहा है आपको कि आज वो फिल्म अगर रिलीज होती है तो विद दैट एंटायर स्टारडम एंड एंटायर दैट फैन फॉलोइंग, फिल्म का कुछ डिफरेंट होता? हाउ वाज ही वर्किंग, कैसा था उस वक्त?
Because see, the thing is that Ramcharan has still become a global star because of a Telugu film he made. You understand what I'm saying? He's still a really good friend of mine. But I wanted to cast him because I think he was really cool. We could have gone with anybody else, but it was my conviction that Ramcharan would be awesome. Once we got him, we got Priyanka and Sanjay. So the padding was perfect. But I think the first drawback of the film was that I made a remake of Zanjeer, which people say that how can you make an 11th commandment? You can't, because it's there are certain films, for example, Sholay. Remaking Sholay didn't work, and there are some iconic films which you can't make. But then there were other iconic films which were being made, like Agnipath and all that in those times. So I thought this would be a good bet. Unfortunately, that was a very big drawback. And secondly, I think it was the wrong timing, because it had all the masala, because that was the first commercial film I've made.
Yeah,
I've not made commercial films. Like Shooter and Lokanwala was an adults film. So if it was a UA and if we had cut down on the violence, it would have made 5 times the money. But I have not made a commercial film. That was the first attempt at commercial film where there were 7 songs. My other films have 1 song, and my other films are like quick 1 hour, 90 minutes. This was, it had everything from big star cast, Sonali Kulkarni, Gill, my bucket list actors, but it didn't do well. But now what Charan, I think, has done is he's just become worldly confident, so let's see. I hope he does Hindi films, because it would be really good if we actually don't have this balance of a South Indian star and a Hindi star, and we just count them as really good talent from India, so like for example in the army, they made a conscious decision that they are not going to have any more regiments based on caste, creed, or religion.
Nice.
So the Maratha regiment is going to be out. All these regiments are going to be out because they want it to be universal. So more people can join the army. So it's not only Punjab. And the same thing should happen to our film industry, because anyway, if you look at it, we are the most democratic and liberal industry in India. We don't care who's what. You come at 6 o'clock shift, you leave at 6 o'clock. We don't care who you are. This is your time. We have people from all faiths, people from all beliefs. And I think why do we differentiate whether ki yaar ye to Telugu ka actor India mein aa raha hai? Actor hota hai yaar.
True.
And he's a good actor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He can go anywhere he wants here.
So thank you. आपने बात की, सवाल तो बहुत सारे लेकिन वक्त का तकाजा है. So wish you guys all the best for all your future ventures and all. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.